So we're all raring to go again. In life, of course, there's so much more important than this game, and yet this game feels so important. It is crucial, imperative that the teams harbouring ambitions to go a long way come smoothly out of the blocks here, and it's all building up very nicely. Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up, and we'll be getting underway very soon. McTominay finds himself in the starting lineup. Jim, what would you say are his most notable qualities?
Well, the one thing we're guaranteed to get from this fella is a hard day's work. His fitness is second to none. He has a very good record of avoiding injury, and he can really come to the fore towards the end of a match because his stamina just seems to outdo most others. He's a very, very strong lad.
Yeah, I'd have picked him too. No doubt the fans feel much the same way. And that gets things running. Oh, good-looking ball. Distributed tidily. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. It's a threatening ball. Expertly cut out, really nicely done. Bareka. Passes short and sharp. Oh, really cute. What a lovely series of passes. AC Milan could counter here. And this is Ruben. Chance for a shot! A reprieve, albeit perhaps momentary. Looking for the run. Del Piero picks it up out wide. Keeper's dealt with that. Cleared away. And it's Davids. And that interception was most necessary.
A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
I wonder what you've seen, Jim, over the early moments of the game.
Well, both sides seem happy with the patient approach.
Oh, he's been real chance! And that is certainly not what he had in mind.
Well, it's almost like he had too much thinking time there, Peter.
Played out to the left flank. Bareka. Quarter of an hour played. Neither side yet able to force a breakthrough here. Del Piero. Now it's Inzaghi.
We're seeing some really good pressure being applied here, Peter, particularly from those guys up front.
Yeah, and it just, I suppose, Jim, denies the others time and space.
Well, I would call it blanket suffocation. Every single player is committed to the press, and there's simply no way out.
Filippo Inzaghi. And that's the end of that. It all started well enough. Nice sequence of passes, this. Passing is crisp and sharp. This looks promising. Oh, he's managed to get himself offside. Del Piero. Now that's well seen too. Opts for safety. Passes coming off in quick succession here. He's had a shot! And it's a goal! The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
Al 26esimo minuto, numero 20.
So the first goal of the game.
Well, that gives them the privilege to control the tempo of the game. It's up to them to manage it from here now.
He has found the way through. Played into the box. That has been knocked clear.
I'll tell you, Peter, the keeper owes him big time there. He's lucky his mate was wide awake to that.
Lofted in. And this is Inzaghi. Now it's Shevchenko. It's run loose here. Bareka. Oh, they can break here. Gomez. Great vision. I think that's offside. Yes, it is. Well, that is one way to stop him.
OK, being behind at the break isn't ideal, but there's plenty of time.
And the shot! Really well taken goal. Two to the good, and they are purring. Absolutely purring.
Goal!
Oh, one moment you're in possession, the next you're picking the ball out of your own net. That one will sting.
Welcome to the reality of modern football, Peter. You get press from the front and you have no time on the ball whatsoever. You can't afford to switch off for a moment.
2 goals on the day, and he may not yet be done. So that's 2 now without reply.
We're looking at a very different game now. The command has been established.
Now it's Papu Gomez. Kvaratskhelia. And it's Davids. Now it's Ribery, and he's managed to get free. It's loose, and there's a race for the ball. This might... And one more try! It's fallen kindly here. And yes, it's there! Half-time, rapid approaching. That could be a big one. Inzaghi duly reaps his reward, kept his cool whilst the defence lost their bearings.
That's really good anticipation too, Peter. Just instinctively knew where the goal would be and where he needed to put himself.
Milan get themselves back into contention.
Well, there's a real sense that the momentum has shifted here, Peter, and the crowd are reacting to that now.
Barreca. It's Gomez. Chiao. Played with speed from back to front. Engages and forces him off the ball. Oh, that's a key interception. There's the whistle for half-time. Well, the scoreline at half-time, a fair reflection of things overall, you'd have to say that. There was certainly no lack of effort or endeavour in the first half. Neither side holding back here. It has been quite a half, this.
Yeah, they're ahead, Peter, but they can't afford to get too complacent. They need to go with the same intensity and tempo they showed in getting both the goals. Try to get another now and establish that two-goal cushion early in the second half.
That gets things going for the second half.
Well, I think in these circumstances, it's all about how to adjust the balance of your team. I mean, you want to get back in it as soon as possible, but without leaving yourself too open.
And it's Ribery. Does well to stand firm and defend it. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Well, I thought they got off lightly there. The odds were stacked against them.
And the shot! And he's there to belt it away. Referee's had a good look and given a corner. Gomez goes short. Fired deep towards the back post. Milan have the chance to go the other way. Pass somewhat off target. Del Piero out to the right. He's in plenty of space here. It's a mighty! He's beaten the keeper, but hit the post. Barreca, who's set up one goal so far. Milan needing a change of fortune here. And he whips it in. It's out for a goal kick. Looking to play him in.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this. Milan may only be one behind, but they're showing much in terms of threatening parity.
Picked out brilliantly. Gets his head on it! Fair attempt, just the wrong outcome.
That is a really good chance missed, Peter. Certainly the way he's been playing.
Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And here's Kvaratskhelia. Now who's going to be first to this? Del Piero! That had everyone off their seats.
Well, I think the defence are breathing a big sigh of relief here. He really spanked that, and it wasn't far away at all.
Attenzione, un cambio.
So time for change, and this one has been on the cards for a little while. Bareka. And he's in on goal. Shot at goal! Oh, it's come off the upright. And that is out and behind. It's a good block. Keeper has taken decisive action. And now they can spring out of defence. Filippo Inzaghi has found the net here, of course. Kvaratskhelia in acres of space out wide. And he's quick to get it clear again. Gomez proving a very adept defender. It was a good tackle too.
Yeah, listen, we often get critical of a forward's tackle, but that was squeaky clean.
And they've been given a corner.
Cambio di giocatore.
They've played it short, and it's made its way to him. Terrific header! And he hits the net! Satisfyingly simple. There's almost a sense of beauty to this.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defence let themselves down by not picking him up? I think the boss won't be amused.
And very quickly, the substitute made his mark.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
Milan choosing to make the first change.
Well, to wait until now to make this change seems a bit baffling. He's expecting the miraculous to turn this around from here.
Sostituzione per il Milan. Numero 77.
So the lead now is 2.
Yeah, I can't think of a better time, Peter, to get that 2-goal cushion. That, for me, should be decisive.
Bareka. Showing good feet. And that's been drilled. There's the shot! Yes! And the lead is extended still further. That was a given. It always was.
Well, of course, it's great play to set him up, Peter, but you can't say the defence did themselves many favours then. They really should have picked him up sooner.
It's starting to look like a done deal now.
Well, that's really winded the opposition. You can see their manager screaming on the touchline, telling his team to calm down. But they'll need to do that pretty quickly. It's composure from here.
And no, he's seen through all of that. Not getting too much time on the ball here. That is good pressing. Chance here to counter.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
Shot could be on. Look at the space here. And that is expertly dealt with. And there's his chance to lead the counter. Oh, strongly challenged there. And for a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. Tries to play it through. And that takes a shot!
Sostituzione per il Milan. Numero 26.
Time for a change in personnel.
I think you have to admire his willingness to keep plugging away, but the manager has done him a big favour, I think, by taking him off. You know, he was looking very...
There's the shot! Now, and again! Outstanding save to keep that out.
Ci saranno 5 minuti di recupero.
It's a really well-measured ball.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
That's tidy. Oh, that's neat. Oh, can he finish? And that is a truly outstanding save.
Sostituzione per il Milan. Numero 20.
Milan
numero
making
5.
consecutive changes here.
In campo per il numero 18, il numero 22.
It's gone all the way through to the keeper. Distributed tidily. And that's that. Milan cannot spin this any other way. They came up against opponents who were thrilling, at times unplayable, who simply brushed them off. How would you summarise what we've seen today then, Jim?
Milan desperately failing to impose themselves on the game. Decidedly flat, disjointed in so many areas on the pitch, and you're never going to win like that.
My thanks to Jim. We both wish you a very good evening.
A contribuire all'iniziativa Un Gol per la Vita, presentandovi agli stand appositi.
Welcome to those who have joined us all here on a beautiful, clear evening. The conditions contributing to a fantastic atmosphere in the stands. This really is the place to be. I'm Peter Drury, and it's a pleasure to be alongside Jim Begley.
Well, thanks for that, Peter. I'm more than ready to get going here.
Red and black wherever you turn, the San Siro is buzzing. Certainly up for this one. Jim, which player is best equipped for this game?
Well, this guy Nankatsu is one of the most talked about forwards in Europe these days, Peter. And the thing is, nowadays, it's not just us looking at Nankatsu. There's a lot of people looking at Nankatsu and his ability to play the game. And he can operate anywhere in an attacking position. So that's great versatility for any other team that want to look and get his talents in their club. And we'll see how his career develops.
Hard to disagree with that. It is the sort of situation he thrives in. Well, 5 at the back, Jim. It does feel fairly defensively oriented, this formation.
Well, you could say it's a lineup that's all about creating positive transitions. The lack of width in midfield with just 3 in there makes the role of the fullbacks more crucial, or wing-backs. You have to have them constantly push up, forcing opposition players back and giving your team a little more freedom.
Easier said than done.
That's right, but it does work very well, provided you have the right players to pull it off.
So off we go then. Salmakers. Gabbia. Del Piero. Now it's Ronaldinho. Kvaratskhelia. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Loftus-Cheek. Rabiot, Pavlovic, and it's Batasagi. Now Gabbia, Modric, Pavlovic. It's an inviting looking ball, that. Now it's Pulisic. Chiao. That's a sharp pass. Played out to the left flank. He's in plenty of space here. Del Piero. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. And Shevchenko! Oh, nearly, but not quite.
Well, he's clearly in one of those moods. I think even he was asking perhaps a little too much from himself then.
Salmakers. Anything noteworthy in the early part of the match, Jim?
Well, neither side has really grabbed the initiative, I would say. Both must have come in with a view of not making any early mistakes. So we're seeing some conservatism here.
Now Gabbia. Still goalless at the moment. And it's Rabiot, threads one in. Pulisic receives it in a wide position. He's a sharp little ball here. Kvaratskhelia. Oh, they could break here. Davids. And here's Ronaldinho.
We're seeing some really good pressure being applied here, Peter, particularly from those guys up front.
Yeah, and it just, I suppose, Jim, denies the others time and space.
Well, I would call it blanket suffocation. Every single player is committed to the press, and there's simply no way out.
Cannavaro gets it clear. Spread it left. Pulisic. Tries to pass it through. There's the shot! Goal! Milan! Truly superb. A goal of such supreme quality, composure and class.
I was impressed with both the movement and the pass, both causing lots of problems for that defence.
Milan are in front now, the game's only goal.
Well, I guess this ought to make things interesting, Peter. No doubt the opposition will now be forced to play a more open and riskier game.
And he cuts out the supply. Oh, sweet feet. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Salmakers.
Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
Well-timed, excellent interception. Kvaratskhelia. Looking to play him in. Not the most accurate pass. Bartesaghi. Rabiot. Turns back here, probably the best option. Now Gabbia. Tomori. And it's Salmakers. Tries to play it through. Salmakers picks it up out wide. And that should get the job done. And now they can spring out of defence. Knocks it into space. Goes for a shot! Oh, split-second reaction.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Salmakers tries to clear. That's a throw. Loftus-Cheek. Rabiot. And it's Nkunku. Opts for safety. Nicely aimed pass. Chow gets across to intercept that.
A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
Looking for the run. Played out towards the right wing. Oh, well played, lovely. It's a promising position. Well, that's a little loose.
Il quarto uomo indica 2 minuti di recupero.
Bartesaghi. Rabiot. And it's Loftus-Cheek. And it's Nkunku. Now it's Pulisic. Rabiot. And it's played in. Tries to get it clear. And that'll be the last act of the first half. Well, it's certainly simmered along nicely so far. Just the one goal in it, and it's all still very much up for grabs.
Yeah, you don't get any points for stating the obvious, Peter, but thankfully this is still very savable. Keep things simple, keep the intensity high, and hope for an early goal. If that happens, it's a game changer.
Whistle goes, and we start the second half.
Milan really need to bring up their intensity and rhythm a notch or two, Peter. Just looked a step too slow on everything.
Great vision. Salamakers gets into a good position. He gets big! I think that's offside. Yes, it is. Ronaldinho. Oh, good-looking ball. Now it's Shevchenko. He's having a go! Brilliant from Shevchenko! About as smooth as it gets. They have grabbed themselves an equaliser.
Well, it looks like we have ourselves a real game here now, Peter. They've been rewarded for their courage, for their attitude, for their application, and now they'll want another.
He made it happen, squeezed through with sheer will and considerable accuracy.
Well, I'm sat here, Peter, thinking that the keeper might have done a little better then. Maybe his positioning wasn't great, but then again, I don't think he had a wonderful view of it.
Milan grabbed the equaliser and we're all square.
Well, I'd happily watch this every week, Peter. This is exactly what you want from a big game.
Salamakers is onto this. Terrific header! Oh, it's come off the upright. Oh, good spread. Cannavaro, defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. And that's a simple one for the keeper.
Well, I'm not quite sure he needed to hold up play quite as much as he did then. A couple of his teammates were very annoyed.
And here's Rabiot. Del Piero. Now, what about a counter-attack?
Well, I'm hoping for a nice open second half now. It's there to be won. That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
Oh, lovely feed. He is such a good mover. Pulisic!
I'll tell you, Peter, the keeper owes him big time there. He's lucky his mate was wide awake to that.
And here's Pulisic. That's an errant pass. Cleared without complication. Rabiot. Out to the right. Salmakers. Oh, what a climb! Goal, Milan! And again they hit the front. Terrific header. He met that with aplomb.
Well, when you get service like that into the box, you can't go wrong.
Milan get themselves into the lead. Rafael Leao. Rafael Leao will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent.
They want to be quick here, it's breakaway time.
Bartasaghi.
Milan may only be one behind, but they're showing much in terms of threatening parity.
Davids. It's Ronaldinho. Oh, facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup. Barella, nicely spread. Picked it, and the shot! He's scored! That is remarkable! All square in a matter of moments.
Well, that's so refreshing. They went a goal down, and you never would have guessed it. Their reaction has been emphatic.
Ha segnato al 71esimo minuto, numero 80.
So smooth, a signature finish.
It's the stuff you work on the training ground time and time again, and it came off.
Milan choosing to make the first change.
Sostituzione per il Milan, numero 8. Viene
So
sostituito
all
con il
square and
numero
not for the
19.
first time.
You've got to commend that, Peter. It's the perfect response to falling behind. Don't let your heads drop, just get back up the pitch and level the scores again. This is cracking stuff.
Gabbia. And they've got rid. Can he get on the end of this? Kvaratskhelia was only too happy to help out in defence.
Well, it's not a surprise to see that these days, all part of a forward's duties.
Lovely pass, but can he get there? Mignon claims comfortable.
Milan clearly are pushing for the win here, Peter. It's making for a very frantic end to this game.
And here's Nkunku, and here's Rabiot, and it's Nkunku. And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
They're back in possession and ready to go again. Kvaratskhelia going face-to-face with his great rival. Goal! Milan! And the game is well and truly turned on its head.
Gol per il Milan. Ha segnato all'83esimo minuto, numero 80.
Couple of changes then in quick succession.
I think you have to admire his willingness to keep plugging away, but the manager has done him a big favour, I think, by taking him off. You know, he was looking very, very leggy.
Milan take the lead.
Well, I think you can write this lot off at your peril. It's been a joy to watch them hold themselves right back into it. Now, can they hang on?
Looking for options for movement. Milan making another change here.
Well, his stamina was called into question then, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with his heart and the efforts he put in. He was very willing, though, not quite able.
Numero 14, Modric. Viene sostituito con il
No
Numero
unnecessary
30.
risks, and the game is petering out here. Very much into the last knockings. And it's made its way to him. Now it's Rafael Leao. Nicely weighted ball. Real chance! And he hits the net. And that should do it! Within sight of the finish line. Another moment of magic, a real wow moment.
That's what he lives for, Peter. Not a lot more to add.
Milan could not have picked a better time to snatch a two-goal lead. Is there still time for a response?
Well, I think if they're going to have any hope from here, they'll need to see...
And a chance! That's a half-decent try.
Il quarto uomo indica 6 minuti di recupero.
Oh, easy pickings there. It's a good run down the right. Oh, nicely intercepted. Ricci. Now it's Nkunku. Well, that looks a decent ball. Salamakers. Milan claiming a corner, and the referee concurs.
Cambio di giocatori.
McTominay attempts a clearance. Bartasagi. And here's Pulisic. Davids does really well to win the ball there. Milan are looking to break at pace.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove
And
productive?
the finish! And it's come back out to him. Just cruising! They are cruising! And he is just ripping it up! And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Well, listen, last line of defence and you don't get it right, then you're paying a visit to your net.
And that means just one thing, match ball.
Well, he's been on a crusade, and his first goal seemed to just whet the appetite.
That's the end. Milan have been forced to do it the hard way, but they have pulled themselves through unwaveringly to win. A great performance by any measure. Ronaldinho reflecting on a stellar performance and now taking home a permanent reminder for his mantelpiece. So, Jim, how do you reflect on what we've seen?
Milan definitely impressing me here, especially the way that attack clicked. Whether it was link-up play, running in behind, this has just been a great day at the office.
Well, what a sight this is, a beautiful evening, and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing. I'm your commentator, Peter Drury, and providing his unique brand of expert analysis, here's Jim Beglin.
Hello, Peter, and hello to everyone watching. For me, it's a real thrill to be here.
Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting.
La formazione del Milan. Il numero 12, Dida. Il numero 9, Fabio Cannavaro. Il numero 80, Ronaldinho.
So it's away we go then. Jim, who do you pick out as the telling individual today?
David De Gea, simply because of the remarkable strides he's made to earn the worldwide respect that now exists. From an insecure, hesitant spell, he's grown into a supremely confident and assured character.
Yes, they'll certainly be leaning heavily on him. Bastoni, and it's McTominay. Keane is onto this, chance here to counter. And here's Keane. Del Piero. That's a good ball out wide. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And that is a little undercooked. Kvaratskhelia. Fagioli. It has been a rather gentle affair so far. Osimhen. Now it's Kvaratskhelia. That ball looks a good one. Now there's a fine ball. Fagioli. Keane. Now what about a counter-attack? Great defending, strong and determined. Can he spark a counter here? Kvaratskhelia. Kvaratskhelia going face-to-face with his great rival. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. And here's Del Piero. Keane.
It's not the game we were hoping for, Peter. I think both of these keepers could text about their respective uninvolvement.
Kvaratskhelia. Fagioli. Nicely aimed pass. Now it's Kvaratskhelia.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
Aims beyond the defence. Fagioli. And he's forced to go back. Bout of passing here, really easy on the eye. Out to the left it goes. Chance to deliver. Up he goes! Decent attempt, but not quite good enough. Costa Curta. Barella. And it's Ronaldinho. Knocks it into space. Backward it goes. Fagioli. Could move up a gear here. That's good running with the ball. Now it's Keane. Del Piero. Fagioli. That's a good ball. That's a lovely, neat pass. McTominay. Stood up well to him there. And he's chosen to go back. Hoisted in. Climbs up big. And it's a goal! Satisfyingly simple. There's almost a sense of beauty to this.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
Numero 10.
So the first goal of the game.
Well, that gives them the privilege to control the tempo of the game. It's up to them to manage it from here now.
Ronaldinho will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Osimhen, a good take in a good area. That has been cut short.
Milan certainly could do with a positive spell for the remainder of this half, just to set the tone for what's to come.
McTominay. And it's Shevchenko. Over to the left. Can he get on the end of this? And here's Kvarat, and the shot! And he's there to get it away. And Bastoni, that's a lovely, delicate pass. And he gets rid in a hurry. Now that looks a decent ball. It's a promising position. Cross to the back post. That should be the goalkeeper's, and it is. Referee's had a look, and he's blown his whistle for half-time. There's been no shortage of industry or intent thus far. A little inspiration and inventiveness, perhaps, the only things lacking.
Well, obviously things are not good, Peter. It seems the team were just a bit too busy playing within themselves, too tentative. They have to improve and make it fast.
That gets things going for the second half.
Milan really need to bring up their intensity and rhythm a notch or two, Peter. Just looked a step too slow on everything.
It's a loose ball. Pinches it off him. He's found some space. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. Kvaratskhelia.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Nice sequence of passes, this. Keane. Well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
Passing is crisp and sharp. And here's Keane. Keane. Del Piero.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
Still chasing the game, trailing by 1. No, he wasn't going to be fooled. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. A probing pass. And that has been knocked clear. He's on it. And a chance! And it's in! 2 up now, and they are cruising. Oh, the deftness of touch, received it delightfully and finished it off sumptuously.
Yeah, the touch before the finish is so often the critical part, and we've just seen an example.
Milan choosing to make the first change.
Well, he's someone renowned for his pace and those darting little runs, but also for being a very good ball carrier as well. They want to add more dynamism to that front line.
Sostituzione per il Milan. Numero 77.
So that's 2 now without reply.
We're looking at a very different game now. The command has been established.
Barella. That's a cute ball. Pongracic tries to clear. Milan do have options available on the bench if they want to go that way. It's been shipped out wide. Rafael Leao.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
Rafael Leao going face-to-face with his great rival, Fagioli. And the counter is on. Now it's Shevchenko. Still no way through. The defending here is resolute. And it's Shevchenko. He's having a go! Denied by an instinctive save.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Sostituzione per il Milan. Numero 11.
We have got changes here from both sides, in fact.
Numero 4. Cambio di giocatori.
Cleared away. Looking for a runner. Defending of the desperate variety. And now a sudden chance to counter. Fagioli. Turns back here, probably the best option. Milan will have one further opportunity to make a substitution after this, their latest change. Pongracic. That's a pretty loose pass. Nicely aimed pass. Good ball, good take. And this is Del Piero. He's having a shot! Checo. Threads one in. And here's Checo. Distributed tidily. Gets into some space. And again, he's sorted that out terrifically.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
Barella. Checo. That is ended up in no man's land. Nicely shaped ball. And this is Shevchenko.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
That's simply brilliant defending. They were outnumbered, but he still came out on top.
Played out to the left flank. Well, they can break here. And it's Del Piero. Just 5 minutes remaining now. That's been cut out, well played. Checo, and there's his chance to lead the counter.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
Another pass just keeps it ticking over. Politano. And here's the chance to counter. Del Piero. Great ball. Rafael Leao! Oh, this looks sharp.
Ci sarà un minuto di recupero.
He's played it long. And he's gone looking for safety. And that will be it. Well, that was a frustrating game. They were, at times, cohesive, very capable, but undone by an opponent who simply did a better job. So what do you take away from it all, Jim?
Well, Peter, I really couldn't see what this team was trying to achieve, whether it's the manager's message not getting through or not having the right players in the right positions. It all looked a bit lost.
So many thanks to Jim Beglin. That's all we have time for. Good evening to you.
Non perdere di vista i propri bambini durante la partita, per la loro sicurezza.
Well, what a sight this is, a beautiful evening, and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing. I'm Peter Drury, and this is Jim Beglin. A delight to have him on board.
Thanks for that, Peter, and may I say a big hello to everyone.
Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. Well, it's clear what the manager wants here. His aim is to dominate in the wide areas, isn't it?
Yeah, I suspect that the wide men have been instructed to combine with the two forwards playing off the central striker, providing support or rotating with them while being the main suppliers of crosses. This is all about end product.
So it's down to business here.
Well, Peter, here we have one of the greatest defenders of all time, Alessandro Costacurta.
Yeah, in a sense, understated, isn't he? And a chance! Oh, sweet feet. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. Passing is crisp and sharp, and that's been intercepted. Shevchenko. And the counter is on. Out to the left it goes.
Well, it seems as if he's just had a momentary lapse and slipped into tunnel vision, because he had good options around him and he failed to get his head up.
But it has been just one side doing all of the early probing.
Yeah, it's a good start, Peter, and they look hungry for goals, and they'll be aware of having to capitalise in such a good spell.
Out towards the flank. Great defending, strong and determined. Ribery absolutely focused then on the defensive side of his game.
Well, it's not a surprise to see that these days, all part of a forward's duties.
Davids does really well to win the ball there. Now it's Ribery. Rafael Leao receives it in a good position here. No goals as yet. D'Alessandro. Another pass just keeps it ticking over. In with the challenge. Now it's Shevchenko. He shifted it to the flank. No, he refuses to take the bait. Possession football, Jim, we're seeing plenty of it. What is it, though, that really makes it work?
Well, for me, what makes it work is the fact that everyone in this team has the courage to show for the ball. You can't shy away from it. You can't hide. You have to front up in a setup like this. And
there's the shot! Goal! Simplicity itself.
And his manager couldn't look happier. That's the kind of interplay they've been working on in training. And it came up beautifully.
Ha segnato al 24esimo minuto numero 10.
So the first moment of real significance.
Well, this should allow them to be a bit more expansive, although they'll be wise to be cautious for now.
Now it's Rafael Leao. Can he finish? It's a goal! And the lead lost no time at all.
Well, that's so refreshing. They went a goal down and you never would have guessed it. Their reaction has been emphatic.
It is a good finish. The odds were against him. Little matter.
Yeah, he won the jostle and it was a very good finish, and I think he'll go away feeling pretty good about that one.
Milan grabbed the equaliser and we're all square.
Such a big goal, Peter. Just when the opposition thought they could turn the screw, they're back to square one again. The manager will be absolutely delighted with such a response.
Midway through the first period, and it's looking quite a game here. And that's real chance! Sticks it away! And they get themselves in front! How very smart. He just got it right.
Yeah, I'd rather praise the scorer than criticise the defence here. He stepped forth and conquered.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here? 15 minutes till half-time. He's in plenty of space here. And he was alert to it. And he gets rid in a hurry. And this is... Goes for a shot! Oh, how good is he? About as smooth as it gets. And once more, we are all square. You score, we score.
Well, if ever you want to see a lesson in responding to a deficit, that's it. Their heads didn't drop, and now their chins are up.
That is glorious, as if he picked it up and put it there himself.
And you can see he meant every bit of that, Peter. He had his head up as he went to hit it. He knew his landscape.
This is quite a battle.
Well, I think the players will be buoyed by the fact that they've managed to level things in a hurry. Tails most definitely up now.
Forwards and with intent. Cannavaro. And it's been shipped out wide. He's had a fair tumble under that challenge. He's on it. Can he get away? Can he finish?
What a cracking save from the keeper. That may turn out to be a pivotal moment.
Well seen. Saw that coming.
That was well played. Well stopped.
Nice looking ball. Cannavaro clears it away. They've played it short. And he's whipped it across. And that should get the job done. And now they can spring out of defence. Oh, there's a probing ball. Some really good ball movement. And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Davids.
Ci saranno 3
Nicely
minuti di
weighted ball.
recupero.
Rafael Leao. And this is Ronaldinho. Oh, such a clever touch.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
That's a sharp pass. Bout of passing here, really easy on the eye. And the whistle goes for half-time. High octane, high tempo, high scoring. That was quite a half of football. And neither side holding back here. It has been quite a half, this. What a good half. They've gone blow for blow, and it's 2-2. Milan get the second half started. Milan finding their passes. Filippo Inzaghi! They've scored!
Well, it's hardly a great surprise to see him doing something thrilling, and it should send a strength and courage through every one of his teammates from here.
Truly superb, a goal of such supreme quality, composure and class.
Yeah, great movement and great use of space to get on the end of the pass, and that pretty much did it.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for.
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender, and he's done it again.
D'Alessandro turns back here, probably the best option. It's a promising position. And it's lofted through here. Corner then. Cleared without hesitation. This looks promising. Now this could be a chance. Milan have the chance to go the other way. That's good pressure, good intensity.
Well, he has to become a target. They've been too slow to recognise his influence. Milan are clearly enjoying a very good spell. The flow of momentum is bang in their favour.
Looking for the run. Rafael Leao. And into the grateful arms of the keeper. Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
Strokes it back. Nicely shaped ball. He's having a shot! Oh, that is rather wayward.
Sostituzione di giocatori. Numero 8.
Time then for the first substitution of the game.
Numero 7.
That's a lovely, neat pass. So much time and space. He's having a shot! And that has been knocked clear. And another try! Oh, that was a half-decent effort.
He did very well trying to adjust himself, but not the expected outcome.
It's a smartly directed ball. Passes short and sharp. Now, can they get him away? Decent chance! Good run, lovely take, but that is where it stopped.
He did well there, held his run enough to ensure he didn't stray offside.
And it's Ronaldinho. Rafael Leao will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Chance here to counter. Nicely aimed pass. Can he get it through? That's the keeper's ball. That pass is somewhat less than ideal.
Milan clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
Looking for options for movement. D'Alessandro, the ball goes in. Big header! He will be livid with himself.
Sostituzione di giocatori. Numero 9.
So now we're going to get those changes we have been expecting. So a double change here, and both changes are offensive.
Yeah, and it looks like quite a shake-up to the front line. Interesting, we'll see how it develops. They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
There's a look and plays it forward.
That was lovely, that.
Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
And he's picked it up out wide. Hit into the middle. Dida claims it, safe hands. Filippo Inzaghi. Now it's Ribery. That looks a good ball through. Just great chance! They've done it! A 2-goal lead and they're firmly in control. There was to be only one outcome.
Well, was there ever any doubt? It made it look like he's done it over and over and over again, and he has.
And he's done it again. He's got his second. Milan could not have picked a better time to snatch a 2-goal lead. Is there still time for a response?
Well, that's a really bitter blow. I think it's going to be very hard for them to find the character to respond from that.
Rafael Leao. Oh, good-looking ball. Oh, this is... And the finish! Relentless! Just relentless! And he celebrates his 30th goal.
Oh, he did so well to hold his run and stay on side, Peter. That was really clever.
Numero 21. Filippo Inzaghi.
Time for a change in personnel.
Well, his stamina was called into question then, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with his heart and the efforts he put in. He was very willing, though, not quite able.
It's starting to look like a done deal now.
Ci saranno 5 minuti
5 minutes to add. Great vision. It's a promising position. No way through, so back it comes. Gets into some space. And that was very necessary. Taken back almost at once. He has found the way through.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
He gets big. He's got a goal. And with that, he takes home the match ball. One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
And with that, the hat-trick is complete.
This is such a dominant performance. The defence are sick of the sight of him, but he doesn't look finished just yet.
Couple of changes then in quick succession.
Well, for me, this was the obvious substitution. He'd become just a little jaded, and as a result of that, he was most likely to make a mistake. I think sometimes...
And that is as far as it goes. What a terrific response it was to adversity. What a fantastic game from those players. What unity, what joy. That was so very, very good. Ronaldinho reflecting on a stellar performance and now taking home a permanent reminder for his mantelpiece. How would you sum up what we've witnessed, Jim?
I think we just saw a team winning by playing to their strengths. There was a clear picture of what they set out to do, and the players were determined to deliver it, and they did.
My thanks to Jim alongside me, and as the fans make their way home, so must we. Good evening to you.